This is the senior senator from Richmond City. Senator McClellan, rise.
Thank you, Mr. President. Speaking to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll try not to repeat anything that's already been said, but we keep hearing about drop boxes put in random places. And I just want to remind everybody that the bill says the general registrar will put the ballot drop locations at their office, at already established satellite voting places, and on election day at each precinct. If the registrar thinks additional locations are necessary, they have the ability to do that, but they don't have to. And the Department of Elections is going to have regulations to address not only security, but a chain of custody. And there's some provisions already in the bill on that. Who's going to take advantage of these? I cannot emphasize enough, because yesterday during the debate we heard if you can walk into Lowe's, you can walk into the polling place. The people most at risk of dying from COVID are not walking into Lowe's because they don't want to get COVID. Our elderly, people with disabilities and underlying conditions, people in nursing homes. We also heard yesterday concern about ballot harvesting. If you are isolated in your house or in a nursing home and you're not going to get in a car with someone to go vote, you are not going to open the door to a stranger and give them your ballot. Nursing homes that are not allowing family members to visit, which we had a bill about this morning, are not going to allow ballot harvesters to come into the nursing home to collect ballots. It is the elderly, people with disabilities, people with underlying conditions, mostly black and brown Virginians, who already are suspicious about whether their ballot is going to count. Many of them hold that ballot sacred. Many of them fought for the right to cast that ballot. And I think it's appropriate we are debating this bill on the anniversary of the March on Washington, where the youngest speaker, the last surviving speaker, who we lost a month ago, was literally beaten in the head for the right to vote, and fought his entire life, Congressman John Lewis, to ensure that the marginalized could cast that precious right. And what this bill does is make that easier in a pandemic that we haven't seen in over 100 years. For one election. Could it be better? Probably. Do we have time to make it better? Absolutely. But please, let's make it easier for those most at risk that if they catch COVID could die to cast their ballot. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank the senator. For what